So I'm carrying on conversations about the theme this week, which is gender-based violence and abuse of women. And whenever we look at human behavior, we have to look at the belief systems that underlie that behavior. All behavior is driven by belief systems. And one of the most powerful belief systems people have is that of religion. Religion and faith is a huge driving force around belief and around behavior. And what I want to address today is the amount of rape and assault and violations that happen within the confines of marriage. Now, I see people from all walks of life, from all religions, all faiths, all races, all backgrounds in my practice, with no exception. And it is astounding to me how much appalling behavior goes down within marriage, and excusing that behavior behind the veil of faith. That whatever faith we're talking about here, Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, any faith in the world is going to have a holy book and holy scriptures, and those get interpreted into, sermons, into rules, into, how we're supposed to live as a good person within this faith. And there are a lot of rules around how a man is allowed to behave with his wife within marriage. There are a lot of rules around how a woman is supposed to behave within marriage. Be all obedient and serve, whereas the man gets to dictate and be the head of the home. And for centuries, none of this has evolved. This is my fundamental problem with a lot of faith and a lot of religion, is that we do not evolve for it to reflect where we are with modern times in terms of rules. And when it comes to women's rights and the behavior of relationships, we need to start having some very serious conversations with the religious leaders out there around how things can move out of the dark ages as far as women's rights, women equality, and women treatment is happening within religion. Now, I have nothing against religion. You've got to follow the path that works for you. What I do have a problem with is people using a religion and their faith as an excuse to do what the hell they want with the woman in their lives. It's astounding to me how many men still feel that they are entitled to behave as they want, speak as they want, and do as they want with their wives. Like she's an object, like she's your property. So, we have to start having conversations where real significant change can start happening. It's really great to do marches and to have placards and to be outraged and to put things on social media, but it's really not going to make a dent in anything unless the institutions that support the misogyny, that support the abuse, are being addressed. So if you want things to change and you do follow a faith, or you belong to a specific religion, then you need to set up a meeting with your religious leader and start having some very real conversations around how things can start changing in terms of rules, laws, and patterns of behavior relating to marriage and relationships within that faith. Because we can no longer afford to stand behind words like faith, tradition, culture, to explain why we get away with the behavior we get away with. Well, we've always done it that way. Well, it's my culture. No, well, it's my religion. Well, it's not working. Women are dying. Little girls are being raped. Mothers, daughters, sisters are being assaulted and annihilated by men. It's not cutting it anymore to say that it is my faith or my religion or my culture or my tradition. Things have to start changing urgently. What is the point of evolving as the human race if we are not willing to evolve religion with that? And it's not just men that perpetuate this behavior. The women support it. Women within the faiths stand behind these rules that diminish them, suppress them. It's you buy into these rules that are designed to keep you small. Why? So women, you need to wake up also to look at what outdated rules you defend. Because that's a big part of the problem, is there's a lot of women that support this dynamic of being the lesser, of being smaller, of being subservient. I'm not putting this all on men. Women play along with this just as much. So as much as this whole week is about, being about calling men to account for their behavior, I'm calling women to account as well. Because I can tell you how many women I've worked with who are going through abuse in their marriage, and their mothers and their mothers-in-law and their sisters are telling them to shut up, suck it up, don't create a scene, and deal with it. We've all been there. We all had to put up with it. You're no different. Stop creating drama in the family. It astounds me how many women just stand by watching abuse go on and don't step in to do anything about it as well. So we just have to keep taking one step at a time into a direction that is really going to make a difference. And changing the way that women are treated within faith doesn't have to affect the faith at all. Because if women being disregarded and held in a smaller position is really one of the tenets of marriage within faith, we've got a big problem. And I don't know how we're going to make it. So again, either we are all winning or none of us are winning. So please go and have important conversations with your religious leaders about change.